Good morning and welcome back, Chipola Nation. Coach Mitch Rose here, head women's basketball coach here at Chipola. Today, have a special guest with me. One of my favorites, one of my all-time favorite players here, Alindria Dudley, goes by Lynn. Lynn, welcome to the show. Glad to have
Thank you,
you.
Coach.
Lynn is a 2-year kid for me. Lynn played for me last year at Iowa Western before coming to Chipola. Then we made the transition over, and Lynn decided to come with us. So we were very happy to have her come with us. And again, she's contributing to the team. She's a great student, the same way she was as a freshman last year at Iowa Western. I think we're averaging about the same amount of points as we did last year. Shooting, I think, 50% each year, in junior college. So really good player. And then my favorite part about her is has been on the spring honor roll, has been on the fall honor roll, and I'm hoping we'll be on the fall honor roll this semester as well. So great kid, great student. And I think if you asked our coaching staff or any of her teammates, Lynn's motor, Lynn's competitiveness, and just her being the hardest worker, I think is what everybody's going to, commend Lynn on. So glad to have her here today. We're going to get to know her a little bit here, just kind of ask her a few questions, simple questions. Lynn, tell us a little bit about your family, brothers, sisters, where you guys are from, just kind of where you grew up.
I grew up in Brunswick, Georgia. I was a little sister and a big sister. Them the only siblings I grew up with, and my mom and my dad.
When how old are your sisters then? So you said older and younger, but what's the ages?
25, and the other one is 18.
Okay, so the 25-year-old probably beat you up a little bit,
Yeah.
and then you got revenge on the 18-year-old. Okay, so that makes sense. And that kind of, you can tell in your personality that you're definitely a middle child. So now tell us a little bit about your high school career. I know you ended up transferring once or twice due to some address issues, basically, trying to get that figured out. But, tell us about your high school career. What was your favorite year, your best year, and just kind of give us the rundown there.
My favorite year was my freshman year. I was on varsity, and we had went all the way to state, but we had lost in the final round.
Which school was this?
Glenn Academy.
Glenn Academy.
And I shot a 3 in that game. So I was real happy about that one. But we lost, so it was okay.
So played well as a freshman. Now, and then we ended up going to Camden County for 2 years or 1 year?
1 year. And I
Okay.
couldn't play because I transferred my last year.
Yep. Had an address issue, which some high school kids have been there, and that's typical. At least it wasn't an eligibility issue.
Yeah.
So now let me ask you this: the difference between playing high school basketball as opposed to college basketball. Now that you've had a year and a half to play college, and you see these freshmen coming into college, and just the experience that you get playing in high school and playing in college. What's the main difference to you?
The difference is like you got to be really locked in. And like the people are way bigger,
Yeah.
and you can't like relax, or you get backdoored. You gotta talk all the time. In high school, I really didn't do that much, but in college, I really had to.
Now let me ask you this: the speed of play. Do you think there's a big difference in the speed between high school and college?
Yeah, it's very much different.
Well, and then you add in the fact how we want to play.
Yeah,
I think
it's
we
more
play
up tempo.
right. I was gonna say we play faster than most teams. And then if you came from a high school team that played a lot of zone or that type of deal, it can be a big change for you in college. So now that makes sense. Now my favorite question to ask players that come on here so far, and I know you've only been here for a semester now, but who's been your favorite teacher so far?
My favorite teacher has to be my music teacher. He's real cool. He be on there playing the piano,
Yeah.
and he's just real cool. He talk to you and help you out anytime you need help.
And what do we have in that class?
A 80.
So our 1B.
Yeah.
Okay, so our 1B is in music class, but that's our favorite teacher. Okay, so it sounds like we need to do a little bit more homework in music if he's that good of a teacher. Now, the other thing is, coming from Iowa with us last year, I've already had Coach Gabby on here who was with us. You, McKenna, you guys were with us at Iowa Western last year. Just in the first semester here, what's the big difference between being in Iowa, being in Florida to you? What's something you can say that's a lot different?
The weather.
The weather.
Other than the weather, though, the people here, they play more quicker and more faster and more aggressive, like really, really aggressive. In Iowa, they was aggressive, but not as aggressive as the Florida conference.
Yeah, I was gonna say we played a lot of teams that like to press, that like to trap. It felt like last year we saw a lot more zone, a little bit more systematic. Down here, much better athletes, bigger athletes. I think you mentioned that a second ago. But just the style of play is completely different. I think the size of players is completely different. Obviously, we were at a D2 JUCO last year, but a very competitive one that played against really good other programs. But definitely a size difference there. Now to me, I feel like it's a great opportunity for you. It's a great opportunity for me to be in this league, to be at Chipola. What are your plans? What are your plans for college? What are your plans leaving Chipola? What are you looking to do? What are you looking to graduate in? Just kind of your 2 to 3 year plan here.
For the next 2 to 3 years, I plan on going to a university. It don't matter what it is, D1, D2. I'll be thankful for anyone that takes me in, and I want to graduate with management.
We sure about that one now? We stuck with that now?
Yeah.
Okay, because we bounced around a little bit. I know we were talking about business and that type of deal. Okay, good. Good. Well, I can tell you right now, whatever she puts her mind to, she will get done. Every challenge I put in front of this young lady, she is smashed. So, I mean, she's going to do a great job wherever she goes. Just to give you guys an update where we're at right now currently in the season, we're 11-0. We're still ranked number 13 in the country in the national polls. We had a tough road win the other day. I say tough. We didn't play great. We didn't shoot the ball very well. I didn't feel like we finished around the rim. We missed 12 free throws. But thankfully, we played really good defense. We won 71-25 at Enterprise State, a very competitive team that plays fast. They're well coached. But we found a way to win, and I think great defense is going to be what's going to have to carry us through the season. So when you have great shooting games, great. We score a lot of points. It's easy. It's fun. But on those days where we show up, we don't shoot it well, maybe we're not as locked in, our defense can really save us there. So happy we got the win. Another thing we've done is proven to be one of the better defensive teams in the country. We're protecting the rim without fouling. We're only fouling 11 to 12 times a game, which for you, that is great.
Yeah.
Lynn had a fouling problem as a freshman. Very aggressive, always wanting to get in her hands in there. Now she's kind of calmed down. But I think that 11, 12 fouls a game is a testament to you guys, really putting in the focus to what we're doing, making sure we're really competitive on defense without touching people, right? And you guys have done a really good job. We've limited offensive rebounding opportunities. We've only allowed 8 offensive rebounds a game for our opponents, so we're boxing out really well. And then we're finishing possessions. We're going and getting those defensive rebounds. Right now, we're first in the country in defensive rebounds. I don't know if you knew that. We're getting almost 37 stops per game. So 37 stops plus a rebound and then change of possession. We're leading the country in that area. And then the other good one is we're 6th in the country in blocks. So I know you're not getting too many blocks, but the rest of our team is at almost 5 a game. So very happy about that. If we can continue to play that way, regardless of how we shoot it, I think we're going to have a great season. Okay. Now, another question for you. Okay, what is it about our defense that you think has made us successful so far and gotten us to this 11-0 record?
Because I think it was because we help each other out a lot. Like, we be in the gaps, and we got to help each other. If we don't help each other, our defense wouldn't be what it is.
Yeah.
But we help each other a lot and be in the gaps, and he just tell us to do that all the time. And if we don't, big trouble.
I think the part you left out is the fact that our bigs are willing to go out and guard guards. Our guards, like you, when our bigs go to help or slide over and help, you guys are willing to crash down on a big and box out or guard her for, a certain time in the possession. But I think you're right. I think you guys helping each other, you guys caring about each other, making it important to you guys has really helped us. Now, here's my question. You can be honest. I know there's TV cameras, okay? But do you ever get tired of all my defensive drills in practice?
Sometimes, but they help us a lot, so I really don't say anything but try to do the best so we can get to the next drill. And I just feel like they helped us a lot.
Well, great answer. Great answer. You also could have said, well, there's an offensive side to those drills too, and I get to play some offense. But just about every drill in defense just every drill in practice has a defensive mindset. I'm not really watching the offense very much. I don't say much to you guys on that end of the floor. Now, this next game, we watched a couple of days of film on Lawson State. What are some keys to help us win versus them? I know they're a good team. They're 12-2, really good team. What are some things that are going to help us win?
things that's going to help us win is communicating on defense and taking care of the ball, and communicating is the number one. Because on defense, we have to communicate and talk to out all the screens and moves, all the things that they got going on, the motion action that they got. We got to talk through all that. And, yeah.
Well, you might be leading scout today then, because that was pretty good. Lawson State is a really, really good team. They're 12-2 right now. They play a different style of basketball. They play 5 out. Very aggressive, very confident in what they do offensively. And then defensively, I think they're one of the better teams we've seen. They play man-to-man. They're very solid. They don't make a lot of mistakes. So that does, that's a testament to their 12-2 record. Again, very well coached. I think they have really good guard play, especially their top 3 guards. Very athletic, fast, up-tempo team. Like I said, play that 5 out dribble drive style, so their top 3 guards can really get moving, make plays for other people, and obviously make plays for themselves. So we're gonna have a tough test tomorrow, but again, we're at home, at the Milt, so we'll have a good crowd, and hopefully that'll help us get the win. Now we also have 2 more games here at home coming up. The 18th of December, we'll play Southern Union, another really good team that has competed against some of the top teams in the country, beat some of the other teams. And then the following day, on the 19th, we'll play South Georgia Tech. To me, they have one of the best guards in the country. They've got a great coach. They've got a great, system of players, role players on that team. So these next 3 games, I think, are going to be our most challenging. So poor scheduling on your coach's part. Scheduling 3 tough games right before break when you guys are probably thinking about going home. But I think it's a great opportunity. It's the way we've set it up here for this last week of Christmas is very national tournament style. You play 1 game, you have a day or 2 off, you play 2 games back to back. So I think it's a great test for us. It's just going to be how you guys respond before we go home for Christmas break. We can go home smiling and happy to get our presents when we go home, or we're going to have it in the back of our head, hey, we dropped the ball on one of these games. So hopefully we can go home safe and happy there. Last thing for you, Lynn, your favorite thing about Chipola so far, and that can be academically, basketball-wise, that could be community-wise, but just your favorite part of being at Chipola so far.
I love the community, especially our boosters. It's this man that comes and brings us oranges all the time.
Mr. Billy Swells.
Mr. Billy Swells, yeah. He's amazing, and he's a great person, and everybody around us just believes in us and want us to go hard, and we just taking that in.
Absolutely. We're very blessed here at Chipola, and it'll continue to be that way for a long time. So, that's all I've got today. Again, we'd love to see you guys out tomorrow at our game, and then again on the 18th and 19th, we'll have 2 home games there. I think on the 19th, we're doing a Kids Day at noon. So at noon, we're going to let some of the kids come to our game, some of the local community schools, come watch the game, support us, hopefully sign autographs after the game, just have a good day and have fun before we all head home for break. So, as always, it's a great day to be a Lady Indian. Wishing everybody a blessed and safe, happy holiday, and go Indians.